Hi, Gil from Testing Gil here, and today I want to talk about SFDIPOT. That's right, we're in big acronym land now. But why, you ask? Well, we're in test planning mode, and we need to start from somewhere. SFDIPOT is a test development strategy method. It's a good starting point. If you haven't watched the videos about it, you can start with this one here. But before we jump into SFDIPOT and explain how it can help us, let's talk about why we need so many letters. We're trying to solve a complex problem. Our goal in testing is to provide as much information as possible to stakeholders about the system that we're testing. The system is complex, so we need a way to cut through this complexity. Eventually, we need to cut these things down into actual testing activities. So we can have test the excellent text editor as a goal, but it's not really practical. We need to break the big things into smaller pieces we can do something about. And in order to do that, we can use heuristics. A heuristic is a process, learning, discovery, or problem solving by experimental, especially trial by error methods. What it really is a fallible solution to a problem, something that works for most people most of the time. But it's not guaranteed to work every time. Sounds familiar? Remember best practices? We're looking for something to probably solve our current situation that worked for other people in different situations. Best practices are really heuristics. SFDIPOT is a test strategy heuristic. It was developed by James Buck, and it helps us think about dissecting a problem from a very big, complex thing into smaller, separate perspectives. While the acronym's words are fixed, the meaning is open for interpretation. Also, there's no real importance in the order of the perspectives. It just made out to sound like real words. S, structure. How the application or system are built. Think single machine or multiple servers, or small foam wearable device. Even how it's built, Java or JavaScript. The structure may have an effect on how we test it, what we see, and how we operate it. Yes, we've been told to disregard this from a black box perspective, but we already know that's not true. If we take structure into account, we'll think of different ways we can test or rattle the system to learn more about it. F, functionality. What the system does. This is our go-to when we're thinking about testing. What the system's capabilities are, what the workflows are, what it can do. D is data. It usually goes well with functionality, because the system does things with data, different kinds of data. It can absorb data, it can output data, can export data, and we can learn about the system playing with the same functionality but with different types of data. So yes, we can combine F and D. But remember, the idea here is to separate things into smaller bits that we can think about separately. Next, I, interface. How do we interact with the system? Could be a web interface, maybe a command line interface, maybe a mobile device or a touch screen, maybe a prompt or an API. We can interact with systems in different ways, and we'd like to learn how the system works with each one. And not forget that our system probably calls other systems or applications as well. Everything on the boundary can open up new ideas and scenarios to test. P, platform. Everything that the application runs on. Web server, mobile devices. Also what it uses, like third-party libraries or open source code. Everything that you can think of that we didn't write, but still runs. And this kind of information can really affect how we test. Imagine running on Linux versus Windows, or different types of Java versions. O, operation. This is about the users, how they are going to operate the system. Maybe they are administrators, or regular users with regular permissions. Maybe they are going to use the software manually, or run it through scripts. Again, different ways to operate the software, which would like to learn how which one works. And finally, T, time. And that's anything that we can think of that has to do with time. What happens at the turn of the century? What happens on Black Friday? What happens on February 29th? Or leave the system open for a long time in the middle of a transaction? Or what happens if you press the button in the UI like this? Anything that depends on time, specific dates, frequency, expiration, All this goes into the time bucket. Now, is that all? No, but it's a very good start. Instead of attacking everything at once, we can look at the big monster from different perspectives and start carving it out. In the next few videos, I'm going to go into details with a lot of examples how to use the different aspects, how to apply these to features, applications, and even APIs. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and watch other videos on this channel. And in the comments, tell me if you used SFDIPOT before. Was it successful? Was it helpful? Did it lead to violence? I'd really like to know. Until next time, bye-bye.